Hey, my name's Sean Ogle, and I've made over $1 million with my copywriting skills. And in today's video, I'm gonna give you 5 of my best tips for how you can do the exact same thing. Intro. Okay, if you haven't turned away already, this is not one of those videos where it's like, here's how you make $100,000 in 2 days. It's the greatest thing ever. It's so easy. Everybody can do it. No, you're not going to get any of that. I'm not going to brag to you about how I took this epic trip to the Maldives. Or I'm not going to talk about the $10,000 flight I took. Or that super sick hotel room I had in Singapore. No, we're not gonna, dang it. Okay, I guess we did talk about that. But seriously, this is not that video. Copywriting is one of the absolute best skills you can have. And yes, I have made over $1 million from my copywriting skills, but that's over the last decade. It's not like I'm rolling it. It's not like, you know, you've got fancy mansions and yachts and all that stuff. And realistically, you're not gonna have that either right away. But it has afforded me a really, really good lifestyle. I've freelanced it, I've blogged about it, I've made money through my email list because of it. So it's not just like, oh, I made $1 million freelance copywriting. No, it's across all of the different things I've done online. And so I firmly believe it's the best skill you can have as an online entrepreneur. And the 5 things I'm gonna tell you about today are gonna help you get better at copywriting so that you can build a business, be more successful, and spend more time doing the stuff you love, because that's what we do here at Location Rebel. And if you didn't know that, we got new videos every Monday and Thursday, so hit subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you're notified every time we got a new video. And I don't want to waste your time, so let's hop into those 5 things. All right, one thing I want to make clear, copywriting is not just about getting freelance jobs. Copywriting is something you do every day in your everyday business life, whether you're sending someone an email, whether you're sharing something on social media or Twitter, whether you're writing a blog post, whether you're trying to write a sales page, whatever. You're always trying to get people to understand or see things from your point of view. And that's what copywriting is, being persuasive with your words. So the more you can do that in your everyday life, the more successful you're gonna be, the more friends you're gonna make, the more people that you're gonna be able to get to see things your way, which inevitably is going to benefit you from a monetary standpoint. All right, first thing you need to do to get better at copywriting is to handwrite sales letters. Yeah, I said that. Handwrite sales letters. What you need to do is you're gonna print out sales letters online, you're gonna have them in front of you, and then you're gonna get out a notebook and you're gonna start handwriting everything. Because what normally happens when you read a sales page or any sort of sales copy, you're just reading it pretty quickly. And maybe you're being sold, maybe you're not, but you're not thinking about why it's working and why it is influencing you. But by taking the time to write out every single word, every single sentence, it forces you to think about what's happening. So if something's particularly compelling or makes you think a certain way, it's going to make you say, okay, why is that doing that? Why am I now being sold? Why do I want to buy this product? Or maybe if it's not a very good sales letter, like, why isn't this working? Why am I not being sold? And the more you do that, the more you're going to start to recognize patterns, and the more you're going to be able to start using that in your own writing. And once you've done that, say 12 times, you're going to be able to look at any sort of copy and be like, oh, I see what you said. I've seen this a bunch of times. I understand what's happening here. And in turn, you're going to be able to do the same thing with your own writing. Seems like a really weird thing to do, but trust me, when I was first starting to learn copywriting, that's what I did. For like a month straight, I would just handwrite. I'd spend 45 minutes, an hour a day just handwriting old sales letters. So where do you find sales letters? The Gary Halbert letters. Gary Halbert was one of the most successful copywriters of all time, and you can get a lot of his best sales letters for free online. So I'll link below, and literally all you do is you go to it, you pull it up, you get out a notebook, start writing. And I promise, after even 2 or 3 days of doing this and thinking critically and analyzing this copy, you are going to be a better copywriter. Do that for a week, do it for 2 weeks, do it for a month. You're gonna be a much better copywriter. We also have a module inside Location Rebel Academy that walks you through this exact same thing. And if you really want to commit to it, there's a program out there called Copy Hour, which I think is one of the best copywriting courses on the planet. So if you want to take this seriously, I would go check that out. Second thing you can do to get better at copywriting this week is to go read the book Influence by Robert Cialdini. Influence is probably the best business book I have ever read. The tagline is The Psychology of Persuasion. So he didn't write it as a copywriting book. He essentially wrote it so that you would understand when you were being sold to and why you were being sold. So he's got a number of principles in the book that he walks you through and gives you examples of. So one might be the principle of compromise. Let's say a Boy Scout knocks on your door and says, hey, would you like to buy a raffle ticket for $100 to our charity event? Random Boy Scout, you're probably going to be like, no, I'm not going to spend $100 on this random thing. Well, then the Boy Scout goes, well, how about you buy this candy bar for $2 instead? And because he compromised, he said, okay, instead of asking for $100, I'm only going to ask for this $2 candy bar. It makes you more inclined to want to do the same thing. So that's when you say, oh, okay, fine, I'll buy your candy bar. When often in reality, he was just trying to sell the candy bar in the first place. So there's a number of examples like this that people are using all the time when they're selling you, and you can use in your copywriting. And once you understand it, then you can pull out these little tactics out of your toolbox when the moment calls for it. The book's a little thick, it's a little dense at times, but honestly, I have never read anything that had more of a direct impact on my business. The third way to improve your copywriting is, well, it's pretty simple. Write more. How much time have you spent thinking about copywriting, watching YouTube videos, copywriting, reading books about copywriting, but not actually writing? If you're like a lot of people, myself included at times, it's a lot easier to, try and learn without actually doing. But the best way you can get better at copywriting is to actually write. Start small. Give yourself a goal of writing one piece of copy every day. If you're not sure what to write about, then make something up. Write an about page for yourself. Write a sales page for a fake product. Write 10 ads for a Facebook advertisement. And honestly, I don't think I need to elaborate on it anymore because you understand that you're not going to get better at copywriting unless you actually practice copywriting. So make a goal, write at least one piece of copy every single day, and your skills are going to go through the roof. And seriously, we gotta make this video fast because it's hot. Like, it's only hot in Portland for like 4 days out of the year, but today is one of them, and I had to like move the AC that usually goes in that window right there because I live in an old house that doesn't have air conditioning. How's that for making $1 billion? But I had to move that over there where you can't see it, and now I had to turn off the fan even, and it's hot. It's hot, so let's keep going. The fourth thing you need to do to get better at copywriting is get critiques often. It's one thing to write every day, but if you never get feedback on your writing, then you're not going to know if you're actually getting better or not. So let's say you've already got a blog or you've already got a product. You'll be able to get feedback because, say you're writing a sales page, you're writing an email sequence. Are more people buying your stuff? Great, you're getting better at copywriting. Is nobody buying your stuff? Well, then you still kind of suck. But by getting critiques and actually seeking out objective people that will be honest with you about your writing, that's one of the fastest ways to improve. So I've got a copywriting mentor. Every time I create a new sales page or every time I create a new email, I'll send it to him and just be like, hey, could you take 5 or 10 minutes, read this, and just give me your quick thoughts? Frankly, I think that's one of the benefits of a community like Location Rebel Academy. If you are working on something, if you're working on a pitch to send to somebody, if you're working on an email sequence, if you're working on a sales page, if you're working on an advertisement, you throw it up in the forums and we'll all take a look and give you feedback on whether or not we think it's good and constructive ways to improve it. But so often people are too afraid of actually getting the feedback. They're too afraid of what people are going to say, and so they don't seek it out. You need to seek it out. If you want to get better, if you want to make money copywriting, then you got to get critiques. And it might be hard to hear at times, might be kind of hard to hear at first, but the more you get that constructive criticism and the more confidence that instills, the better you're going to feel because of it. All right, finally, the fifth thing, the last thing you need to do to improve your copywriting is always be asking yourself these questions. Who am I writing this for, and what problem am I solving? Copywriting is a very personal thing. If you're not writing for anybody in particular, it's going to reach nobody because no one's going to have that personal, feeling like, oh my God, they understand me. They are creating this for me. They understand my problems. And if you're not solving a problem, then you're not going to elicit enough emotion for anybody to actually get them to take an action. So think about that. What problem are you solving and who are you solving it for? Because everything you write, every piece of copy you create is going to be doing those things. It's going to be solving a problem and it's going to be directed at a specific type of person. So understand who that person is, understand what the problem is, and if you find yourself writing something without understanding who the audience is or without understanding what problem you're solving, then take a pause, stop, and get answers to those questions. Get that clear in your mind because that is going to be absolutely essential to creating something that actually converts and works. So yeah, I know I started with this whole cheesy introduction. I've made $1 million copywriting, but in the end, I have. Pretty much every dollar that I've made, whether it's through freelancing, selling my products, writing blog posts, doing affiliate marketing reviews, It all comes back to me getting people to take action based off the words I write, and that is copywriting. So no matter what you do in life, it's going to be broadly applicable. Getting someone to see things from your point of view is never going to go out of style, and it's one of the best skills you can have. And if you're still not sure exactly what to do, or still don't feel like you've got enough to take action on getting better at copywriting, then the one thing I would say is, why? Why do you want to do it? For you personally, like, what is the reason you want to become a copywriter? And figure out an answer to that. Because if you don't have a why, it's not going to be important enough for you to actually, sacrifice your time and learn how to do it. But if you get clear on the reason I want to learn copywriting is because I want to make $10,000 a month in passive income so I can go travel the world. That's a very clear why. And you're probably going to sit down and actually take the time to learn how to do it if you're that clear and that's what your goal is. But if you don't know what it is and it's just like, yeah, it'd be nice to know copywriting, then it's never going to be urgent enough for you to take action. So hopefully that was helpful. My name's Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of Location Rebel, where we help people build small businesses that allow you to spend more time doing the stuff you love. And yeah, go take cool flights and go stay in cool hotels and go golf on a Tuesdays are all things that I've been able to do because of, essentially because of copywriting. If you're trying to figure out what video to watch next, I'd go watch this one, which is all about how to become a better writer. And we're gonna talk about more of the tactical things there. Or we also have this one over here about copywriting jobs if you wanna start out doing freelance work. So I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and we'll see you on the next video. Peace. Pew.